And welcome back here. Final game of the evening. Getting ready for the split the pot. 026 is the winner of the split the pot. No matter who wins, somebody's going to say that's about right. This Marksville Lady Tigers team set to take on Avoyelles here on the day. We were able to talk to Coach Bordelon a little bit earlier, and we've talked to Coach Jarvis as well today. It's been a great one. Coach Hillman also didn't get to visit with the St. Joe's coach, and we'll catch up through the season without a doubt. Must be present to win. Boy, that's tough. Got to stay here throughout, and this is the only thing that's getting games off. But I'll tell you this, as we were behind earlier about 15 minutes, we are 6 minutes away from starting this thing, and they may have already started the time. Who knows? Back in the circle, Riley Desatel. We'll see her again. I did see Katie Lashney warming up a little bit earlier, so I expect that she will be back in the circle for Marksville. She's been lead off, center field, and a lot of different things for this Lady Tigers team. Out with her is going to be, I believe, Madison Lashney. She's been in there, and then Kristen Lashney, the senior, as well. So Madison and Kristen, the seniors, along with Carly Ducote. Again, if you're just joining us, welcome out to Game 6 of the day, sixth and final game of the day. And actually, that was not. So that is number 7. That is Zadie Arnold that played third a little bit earlier. And Desatel makes her way over to first base. So some defensive changes for them. Behind the dish, it is Randy Mayu. And Katie Lashney will stand in there, ready to get things going. 3 doubles on the day, 3 runs scored. She is she's been impressive from the moment that she stepped in the circle and that she's been on the field. First pitch at 4:18, and we are underway. That one misses outside. 4-1. Just good eye, and she's not overly. She didn't overswing at the plate. That one up and out of the zone. It's a good leadoff hitter. She will take it short. Again, that Avery Hauser, that Sawyer Shelton, that big time hitter. All 3 from the. Of course, Avery can hit them either way. Avery St. Fred's center fielder, and there, Carly Guile. We talked about those that just make a statement from the get-go. Evens the count up at 2-2, and we may very well have jinxed her. Pitch is back and delivered. That one up and out of the zone and runs it full. This is, again, we told you, Zadie Arnold that is in the circle for this Avoyelles Lady Mustangs team. 3-2 offering is hammered down and back and banging around. we hadn't jinxed anybody. That is double number 4 on the day. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. You got to be kidding me. She just flat pounds the softball. My goodness. 20-mile-an-hour wind coming in, be darned. She gets after it. And if she's not on your radar, she needs to be. She is one of those difference-making type of players. And when you don't have a gale force wind, she's one that out of the leadoff spot could hit 6 or 7 home runs this season. There's no doubt. Bounces up there for ball 2. And as has been the case in the 3 innings that Rachel scored, or Lashney scored, the senior Madison Lashney was able to move her over to third base. This one popped up, could be trouble. Bounces around, and that spin that's on it, when it hits that dirt, it goes away. Swung through that one, and that's strike 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes. That one lifted high. Well, good job of going back and getting that from the shortstop position right behind the base. And Lashney had the ability to just stand there and not go anywhere. And so you're coming up, and it was a bad spot for it, but she did a great job coming in and getting it. And that will bring Kristen Lashney, the senior, to the plate. She's had a double on the day and I think 3 RBI. Taken off and in there on the steal of third base. Speed, awareness, power, glove. I mean, she's, 5-tool player without a doubt. Finds her way at third base. That one pulled down the line. Giving Coach Jarvis a little grief for not catching that. One ball and 2 strikes to Kristen Lashney. Swung through that one and trying to go behind Katie, and nothing doing there. Diving back in. And down on strikes. So 2 outs here, trying to survive this leadoff, yet another leadoff double. And it'll be up to Morgan Brantley to see if she could get her teammate in. It bounces low, ball 1. Inside, that's that, that's that good-looking changeup. He did stand in there on that one, though, so I like seeing that. Rocks back, delivers this one, and right up the middle it goes, and Brantley is going to deliver that RBI. Marksville able to take the lead in this one, and that will bring Maya Glorioso to the plate. Time is called there, and they will get a runner in for the catcher, Brantley. Didn't see the number on the young lady that made it in. 1-2. Here, one run across top of the first. Up and out of the zone to even things at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Up and out of the zone. That fills things up. Trying to keep things going here after that 2-out base hit from Brantley. Got a run across. Zadie thought she was going to be able to get out of this inning unscathed, but gave up that. It's just tough. The top 4 or 5 of this lineup at strike 3 and down on strikes. So Arnold able to finish things off, but not before a run comes across. We move to the bottom of the first. It is 1-0. Marksville leads it. Avoyelles coming to bat when we come back.
Expert when it comes to protecting what you love and depend on. I'm Jason Hawk. Learn more about how Farm Bureau Insurance can save you time and money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK and let me help you protect your biggest investments. Real service, real people. Farm Bureau Insurance.
At Louisiana Athletic Club, we believe in keeping fitness affordable. We're proud to offer the most extensive fitness options in the area, all at an unbeatable price. From group fitness and childcare to heated pool and family-friendly amenities in 2 convenient locations, we've got everything you need to stay fit and active as a family. Join Louisiana Athletic Club today, where quality fitness meets affordable pricing and everyone can thrive. Find your fit at louisianaathletic.club.com.
Back here we go for the bottom of the first, and Coach Scully joins us back here. And Coach, you paying, I don't know if it's double or triple or what duty, but you've had a busy day.
Yeah, it's been busy. You know, it's always good to be at the ballpark, though. I mean, it was we had the chance to get our JV girls some action early on, and then the 2 varsity games this afternoon, and you know, a lot of work to be done, but extremely proud of our effort. And we went in with 2 pitchers. Our number 1 is actually dealing with a nerve issue in her throwing elbow, and she's a lefty. So
Heath wasn't your number 1?
No, Heath's my number 2. She's an 8th grader.
She's solid.
Yeah, she's an 8th grader. She's
duck and cover down there.
She's in the she's a top 8 state player in her class of 2030. So
yes,
she is
no doubt about that.
Yeah, Jania's she's they say freak of nature. She's one of those kind of players, but you know, she did good. She's basketball, and so, you know, we don't get her much, so she was able to come out and throw 2 games for us.
That one lifted foul down the right field line, and catching up with something that Katie Lashney has thrown is tough. Coach, I want to talk about her just a minute. I know you've had a little bit more time to see Katie Lashney, the sophomore from Marksville, but she throws the ball incredible and got 4 doubles on the day.
She does, and she's a phenomenal player. You know, her size helps her tremendously, and she's a workhorse. She's also a big-time volleyball player.
Yep, I saw she was all sunline volleyball.
Yeah. So she, you know, she's split, and she's one of those athletes that split their time, you know, on the court and on the dirt. So, but man, when she gets going, the more the season goes, the better she gets.
Ground ball back to her. Unable to get it. Fielding it, coming across in big-time work out there at shortstop by number 21, and that is Maya Gloriosa that made that play. And goodness gracious.
Yeah, and the thing with last year, I mean, they were able to compete last year, go really deep in the playoffs, and, you know, she did that as a freshman. So to have her as a sophomore, you know, Marksville's got a great team, and man, they're going to have a great season.
Yes, indeed. Molly DeSalle will, or correction, no, that's Marksville. So I better get on the right side of who I'm calling. Randy Mayu strides in there for this one. Coach, it's been a long day, and the names start to combine on me.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, we appreciate what you did. I mean, I know it's a long day and a bunch of games being called, but you know, just to get this parish and these teams out there and these young ladies. Look,
I'm excited to do it. Right back to shortstop it goes and across, and And look, the work of Glorioso there at shortstop. Now, we're used to seeing some good turf plays. Well, this is playing off just big old nasty dry dirt, and she's coming up and filling them and making them.
Yeah, this is the rec park here in Marksville, so they share this with all the rec teams, and Jeremy Lashney and Coach Jarvis, Roberts, they do a great job of keeping this thing going, and really Coach Jeremy definitely deserves all the credit for that because he's worked his tail off to get this place. They repainted it. They've rebuilt the bathrooms, the concession stands here, and, this isn't even their park. So kudos to Marksville High School and the softball group and parents for doing all that.
Look, it is that one is lifted high, and going to call that is Katie herself. And how often, Coach, do you see your pitcher come up behind the dish and make a play?
I've seen some crazy stuff today with this win. So,
yes.
Again, that's one of those things where you don't want your pitcher making the play, but when your catcher has no idea where it is, she'll be more than glad to step up and make that play.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. We'll keep it here through the break. And, we talked about the long day that you've had. I called you at, 9 o'clock, and you were already – I hear the game going on in the background. You're coaching a JV game.
Yeah, we had the 8 o'clock game, and then, we had an 11 and then a 12:50 and then the 3 o'clock game. So, yeah, it's a unique situation. They wanted to put everything into one day, and maybe next year we'll look at doing a 2-day where we have JV one day and varsity the next, and I think that would work better, especially for St. Joe's of Plocheville, St. Joe's of Plocheville and Avoyelles. They're limited on numbers. I mean, we're fortunate we've got a lot of numbers. Marksville and Bunkie have a lot of numbers, but those two teams, they're stretched thin. So a lot of their JV girls play varsity, so they've it's been a really long day for some of those kids where I had 3 girls playing both today because of the basketball players I don't have playing. So
that's correct. And look, some of these teams have had basketball players that played last night and then turn around and play today. And I'm telling you, this transition, as much as we talk about this transition on us as broadcasters, boy, that time between winter and spring when you've got basketball, soccer, baseball, softball, all of that going on, goodness.
Yeah, and what you guys do by covering everything in several parishes and across the state on some sporting events, it makes for a busy year for you.
It does, but I mean, look, there's a whole lot worse things we could be doing. Zadie Arnold fires this one in there and took something off of that one. Goodness, good looking pitch. But I mean, that's just if these young student athletes are going to do it, we dadgummed if we're not going to do it. They're putting out that effort, and this is easy on us.
That's right. Yeah, and again, this was a great event. It had some vendors, outside vendors, being a part of this. So I think that was great for our community. Lots of people here all day. It was unbelievable, the people.
Look, and I saw it as we were coming in, having a hard time finding somewhere to park even out there. Now, it is a small and limited parking, but when you've got 5 parish teams in there gathered in together, that's a tremendous thing. And here's another thing that I like about all of it is you walk in the gate and it's $5 to get in. It's not 10 or 12 or 15 to get in that you see a lot of times.
Yeah, and again, this being a jamboree, you're limited on the number of innings, so you're not getting a full game that your teams are playing. They're playing 2 separate short games, but again, it's about bringing the community together and, having this live streaming this and doing that for this parish. There was a lot of firsts today. We talked about that earlier. Charter being able to be a part of the jamboree for the first time ever of any jamboree, from baseball to basketball, anything. And, of course, we don't have football. So, you got some really good football teams. They have the parish jamboree. So every year the parish comes together in all the sporting events.
And I love that. Down on strike, she goes, look, the pitching that we have seen here from Zadie Arnold has been pretty solid too.
Yeah, she looks like she can throw pretty well. I haven't seen her. The only one I've seen a little bit of was the lefty that I saw earlier.
Desatel.
Yeah.
She has since moved over to first base. But yeah, no, she threw the ball well, and I thought she was going to come out and throw again because she stood around there, but she waited for Arnold to get out there and talked a little bit to her, and you love to see that. That one bounces up there. Boy, you got to be careful turning and swinging that bat when you're moving out of the way of something like that.
Because they can't wait to ring you up.
That's correct. Look, I think the crews have done well. The umpires have done a
Oh,
good
yeah.
job, and we're able to talk to them in between games. And they're asking us how I thought they did. I was like, well, don't go back and listen to the broadcast. No, the one thing that I liked about it, if there were 2 or 3 times, and one of them I want to ask you about too, when you came out and talked about it, I guess it was the interference perhaps, but they got together and talked about all of these calls. And down on strikes, she goes second at back-to-back strikeouts. But they've gotten together on every confused call and got it right.
Right. Yeah. The thing in that, the biggest question I had was in one game he called a strike. The base umpire called a check swing strike.
Right.
But they never appealed to him. And so if they don't appeal to you, it's not your choice. You can't make that call.
You can't ring it up if they
Right.
don't ask for it.
So that was my only thing. I said, who asked for the call? And that's when we were playing against Marksville. So
Right.
I asked Coach Lashney because he calls the pitches, and he would be the only one to actually do that. And he said, Coach, I didn't say nothing. And I said, well, y'all need to take that. She's not going to the dugout on that. And so, again, like you said, they came and talked about it.
And they got it right.
The home plate umpire said, I never made the call. I never asked for any help because the catcher never asked. So, that was a good call. I'm not going to.
And after that's over with, when there's that discussion,
Yep.
they can't appeal at that point.
No, exactly. And then, we had a close play at home, and in my opinion, we had her out, but they called her safe. That's a judgment call. Yeah, that's a judgment call. But look, here's the thing. Everybody's in a warm-up. Everybody, we're all out here fresh, and it's early in the season.
Oh, she is firing away there.
Firing away.
Good-looking second inning there, and we'll go to the bottom of the second here, Coach. We'll keep it here just to get in the last little bit of time that we have. It seems like not that long ago, Coach, that it was it was 10 o'clock, and we were getting set up. And first time I think I've had a pepper jack boudin ball, deer sausage, and ribs before 11 o'clock. And welcome to Avoyelles Parish.
That's exactly right. Yeah. And I'm telling you, people here love their food.
Right.
My favorite place, not throwing any shout out, but I love Juno's. And when I found out that I have to pass by Juno's, I love Cracklins. They don't love me, but I love Cracklins. And
are you a pork crackling or a chicken
I am, but
crackling?
I like their chicken crackling. So I'll tell you, every chance I get, I stop in and give me a little handful. And but it's man, you pass so many good places here. There's so many good restaurants here, and it's a great community when it comes to sporting events and youth people. They really want their youth to be seen, and so being able to do this, have this type of venue like we talked about, it's special. And so again, I know the parents appreciated it, and the people that weren't able to make it here appreciate it because they got to watch their grandkids or their nieces, nephews.
Look, what I appreciate
awesome.
is going around to these different places because you do find a Bosco's and a Juno's and a Best and those places.
And Sean's and all the things.
Yes, and Sean's that we just found today in 5th Ward, I guess it was.
Yeah.
My goodness, I didn't even know where the 4th was. Now, I do know it, guys. Look, you'll learn, folks that are watching today that are new to the program, and I'm not as goofy as I make you think I am. Reagan Lashney will stand in. So I've been saying Lashney all day. That's a Rapides Parish pronunciation.
Yes, it's Lashney.
Right, and no matter, so all of them are Lashneys?
Lashneys, yes.
All right, well.
And I'll say Lashney and then not worry about getting in trouble. They'll have to correct me.
They'll have to say, no, it's not. It's like, I'd rather.
They rather say Lashney. I'm going to say Lashney.
Right.
So, I still don't say it the way they say it.
Look, and we told you throughout the day, any complaints or comments you have, you can send it to Scully at 446sports.com, and it'll be just fine.
Yeah,
there.
sure.
No, it's been so. Coach, let's talk start of the season. Opening day is the 17th, and you guys are done from today until it's a dead period because you've got the Mardi Gras holidays and all of those things. But what does the 17th look like for you?
Yeah, so we'll actually come back on Monday, and even though we're out of school, we're going to go Monday after lunch, and we'll open on the 17th against St. Joe's, who is playing here today.
Yep.
So we'll open against St. Joe's at 5:30. JV will start at 4, and then we'll start at varsity will be at 5:30, and then we'll our Thursday game that was scheduled with West Feliciana has actually been postponed. and we're going to be moving that because of our basketball playoffs. We'll be playing Oak Hill at home in the first round of the playoffs on Thursday.
The boys or the girls?
Girls.
Okay.
And so
that's right. I did
yes.
see that. That's a 16-17 matchup.
Yeah. So we'll be and I say all of that to say the brackets aren't out, but that's what it looks like. So let me rephrase that.
Yeah, but we've covered a lot of girls basketball, and if it's not Oak Hill coming up here, I'd probably eat my hat because everything that I looked at, it's too far to go. The 14, 15 you can't reach, and 18 they're not going to drop to.
Right.
And so you're going to have Oak Hill here. I just didn't know that it'd be Thursday, but that's correct.
Well, they're aiming for Thursday, and I think Thursday's the first play-in date, and I think that's what they had. So we've actually postponed that, and then we'll go Friday, Saturday in the Pineville tournament over at Ward 9.
We will be on site at Ward 9, ground ball to second base over to first, and that's another one of those senior Lachnays. That is Madison that controls that.
And that's actually Coach Jeremy Lachnay, the pitching coach, and the one responsible for all this hard work. That's actually his daughter.
She's going to Centenary.
That's
what
correct.
I saw.
Yes, she signed with
Centenary. She'll
Centenary.
go to Centenary,
yes.
And see, there's some research that's done.
That's right.
In
That's right.
all of this.
And he's actually got I think a 7th grader that'll be 8th grader. That's a pitcher as well. So, there's a lot of Lachnays to go around, so they still have a few of those. But so we'll be at Ward 9 next weekend, and so that's a great slate there. I mean, that's going to be a great tournament that Pineville's putting on.
North DeSoto's in town for that. There are a number of them. We're in Pineville next weekend. We make our way up to Mendon for Glenbrook the weekend after that. I think we come back and maybe at Pineville. No, if Pineville's there. We go to Quitman one time. We go to anyway. We're at a bunch of them. That one flipped over, and Lachnay has it. Madison will come across and gather that one, and that will do it quietly. For the second, we move to the top of the third, and things. So district changed this year. Or does it change next year?
Changes next year. Schedules come out. New district schedules come out next year. So we'll actually be.
You guys are moving into that one with Avoyelles and Menard and Kinder and all that, right?
And Glenmore. Well, it won't be Kinder, so it's actually going to be Port Barry, Glenmora, Oakdale, Menard, and us. And did I say Avoyelles? Yeah, and Rapides. Right. So it's a 5-team.
It's a big district, yeah.
Yeah, it's big. And then the crazy thing is, so here goes the craziness with Division 4 and 5. So we'll actually play. We'll be a 1A school playing in a 2A district. So we'll actually get points every time we play a district game, more points than you normally get, based on because we're going to be a 5A Division 5.
Yep.
And then we will actually be in Division 5 playoff bracket, which would be select, which would be the Opelousas Catholics, Ouachita Christians, Sacred Heart of Ville Platte. All of those teams. So yeah. So Catholic Point Capee,
look,
which is where you'll be heading
around to. And just everything in every division. Well, we've already made our way into the top of the third. This is a rapidly moving game. This is the third senior on this squad, Carly Ducote, that will stand in and hit here. We've seen her play right field today. Check swing fouls that one backing out of play in 1 ball and 1 strike. Boy, it is here. Coach, it just seemed like it was summertime, and you were telling me, hey, this is the first chance I've got to see the girls play in that tournament or in that summer league at Ward 10.
Yeah, it was. And, we've put a lot of work in. I'm extremely proud of those young ladies at Charter, and we'll get there eventually. We've got one senior, Mia Wiley, and then we've got a bunch of juniors, sophomores, freshmen, and we've got Janiyah being an 8th grader. And, man, the future is definitely bright at Charter, and it's going to be exciting. And, we just got to get better every day and trying to change the culture and create a standard.
Check, swing there, fills the count up. And that's what they've got to – people they expect so quick, but it's only been a few months that you've been in the teal and black.
Yeah.
That's ball 4, and we'll make it down. And I thought I was going to jinx Katie Lochnay the last time that she came up and saying that she's had the doubles and she's just a double hitting machine until she rips another one to the fence.
That's right. Yeah, she can swing it. I'll
That
tell you
last one she hit, I think, would have been out had that 20-mile-an-hour wind not been blowing in.
Well,
That one
that's another
hammered
shot.
back up, and that is her
Golly.
5th base hit of the day.
She's a phenomenal hitter, and you know, again, they work a ton of they do a ton of hitting here at Marksville. Just talking with the coaches here, and have all great relationships. You know, we all get along really well, and that's a great thing too.
Swung through that one. Did Madison?
Madison trying to hit that on the tennis court.
She was trying to knock a kid off of that little jungle
Playhouse,
gym
yeah.
out there. That's right. That one popped back up and over our heads.
Yeah, it's you know, this is a great community, and you know, love being here, and it has been a change. I still commute, you know, I still live in Ellick, so I commute every day, but you know, when you're here, it's different.
I'd find it hard not to eat cracklings every day.
You know, living in Ville Platte for 16 years and moving from Lake Charles back in 06 and staying in Ville Platte from 6 to all the way to 20. You know,
Good piece of hitting by Madison. 2-strike approach to it there. Station to station, the bases are loaded.
yeah, and so, you know, we love being in that small community atmosphere, and so, you know, to be back in that again, just in a different, being in the parish, as they call it. They call it the parish, of course.
They do.
You know, it's a unique place, and a lot of great people, and still learning people for sure.
I gotcha. I thought you were going to tell me for all that time that you spent down there that you didn't even like cracklings anymore, but then we know that you talked about them earlier. So
Yeah. No, it's
all right. So here let's get deep into the weeds as this day starts to wind down on there. Boudin balls, plain or pepper jack?
pepper jack.
All right,
No
there you
doubt.
go. No doubt. Yeah, I don't know why they even make plain anymore,
Yeah.
but that's a whole different story.
And I'll tell you, I like
They got her. Yeah, that's what I thought. It drifted off just enough, and boy, it took her time getting back, and that is
Yeah.
an out. Good work behind the dish to get that.
I liked smoked boudin
Okay,
even
yes.
more than
Yes.
regular boudin.
Yep. It's got. I like the crispy
Yep.
casing
Yep.
rather than the steamed.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I got to say though, you know, T-Boys and Mamu is some of the best boudin. Now, everybody will say different, but probably some of the best. And you know, they've got some good boudin here throughout the parish. You know, my middle son is at Marksville. He
Yes.
coaches at Marksville, so he got me up to speed real fast when I came to Charter, telling me what was good, what wasn't good, where to eat, where to go eat. Fried corn dogs, I think, is what. There's a place over here that has. I think it's fried corn dogs.
Yeah.
And-
Trying to get another one back there.
Yep.
And that's just good work behind the dish by Randy Mayu.
Yeah, he's chasing Lashnae back. I wouldn't have her. I'd be having somebody run for her.
I don't know. She just does not. You know, when she pitched that first game, and we saw they didn't run for her, as a leadoff hitter, I think that's who you want out there.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
at this point in the game, when you're at third base, your running is not making a big difference on there.
Yeah.
So you're right.
But yeah, it's good. And look, we had a beautiful day. I mean, it was a little windy, but no rain. So that was a great great change in the weather, thanks to Mother Nature and allowing us to get this tournament in. And
Well, I'm just telling you how much it's costing me to be here and not at home with my wife on Valentine's Day. So just yeah, this is
too funny.
I get updates on my phone when she checks out at Amazon and things.
Yeah,
and
sure.
it's dinging.
Yeah,
ding,
no,
ding, ding, ding,
no
ding.
doubt. Speaking of that, I might want to check mine. To see.
Up and inside, and that's going to walk a run in. So coming across home plate there, all smiles is Katie Lochnay.
Oh my gosh!
See?
Look at there.
She won?
She won it.
How about that?
Awesome.
Congratulations there. Yeah, she's a champ. She's the center point of that Scully family. There's no doubt she is a champion.
Yep.
Second run scored on the day for Lachne. Of course, that doesn't define things, does it, when you've got 6 of them on the roster?
Yeah.
Well, a big congratulations out. Just a lady that is so full of energy.
Yeah. So Sophia Scully named homecoming queen at LSUA, and she just recently.
And she's just a sophomore, isn't she?
She's a junior.
Oh,
she just
gosh.
recently became the student body president at LSUA, and actually just came back from D.C. and met with several of our legislative members for the state, and LSUA being the fastest growing college in the state of Louisiana, with over 7,700 students, and so kudos to
Daughter-in-law
them.
went to work for them, and
Yep.
they just got their first sorority coming on campus. Now, FIMU will be making their way to LSUA, so there you go.
Yeah.
Like Georgia and Wheezy, they're moving on up.
Yeah, exactly.
Full count here. Rocks back and fires this one, swung on and missed, and another good strikeout.
Yeah, Dr. Carell is the chancellor over there, and they do an unbelievable job there, and so.
I'm glad that LCU now has Dr. Johnson there, because that's going to do big things for them there.
Yeah.
And that one deposited back up center field. One run is going to score. Another one coming around. They'll hold that, take second on the throw, and now starting to open things up. That gives them 4 runs. Won't get more than a 5th. But a couple of things that I've learned today is that you got to be careful pitching to Katie Lachne. You got to be careful hitting off of her, and you don't run on Molly Newton.
No.
Out in center field for Bunky. That is great.
Who's an eighth grader?
Yeah,
Yes.
we got that in, and I saw that in your game where there's a ground ball, and that's going to be 5 runs this inning, so that will do it. This one that's coming around, there's going to be a play at the plate, not in time, but that run won't score. So they'll take that run off the board because it is 5. So it can only be 5-0 there. Yeah, because no, it was 1-0 coming in, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so so it's 6-0 here.
Yeah.
And wow, what an inning that it was.
Yeah, they've and here's the thing that I'll say, and I told my group this, one inning, some teams had some bad innings, not bad games.
That's correct.
And it's so you see there's a lot of work being done by all of these coaches and these staffs and these programs. So, everybody's got to find the good in what happened today and move forward. And again, it's early in the season. Most of these teams don't have basketball players. Some do. I know St. Joe's did not have any of their basketball players, so they were playing with majority 8th graders.
Right.
And so it's a challenge, because sometimes you're putting kids in positions they don't actually play.
Right.
So it was a challenge today.
Reagan Lachne will make her way to the circle. We saw her pitch in that JV game, I guess, as it was. And Katie seems to be done for the day. I don't see her out there, and I don't think that's a terrible move either.
So 14 and 4, the pitcher and the second baseman, those are the sisters.
Okay.
So that's Coach Jeremy Lachne's children.
Okay.
And so, and I think I want to say she's an 8th grader, if I'm thinking correctly. So you've seen a bunch of 8th graders today, and a few freshmen, and one sophomore.
That one fouled back and out of play. And 0-1. This is for Avoyelles. Number 2, Aubrey Furman stands in. It was a good day of softball. Without a doubt, it was. Folks keeping an eye on those basketball brackets that are going to start making their way out now. And it's you can sing this song in December, but I think this is the most wonderful time of the year. There's just a lot going on. We called our first soccer this year, Coach, a week or so ago, and
I think it was at Menard, huh? Menard and Grace Christian.
We did Grace and Delta Charter Girls
Okay.
the week before,
Okay.
and it was 30 degrees.
Oh.
And we did Menard and Grace Boys playoff, and it was 70 degrees out there. So I just I got out my can of Get Right, and it was tough. The mosquitoes were carrying away the equipment.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was bad out there.
Well, yeah. And I didn't mean to cut y'all, but it's funny you say that because I've only called one soccer game,
Right.
and it was with Tom Boucher at Menard.
Been a
I
long
had
time,
never
man.
called. It was a long time ago, and I had never called soccer. Didn't even know anything about soccer. Didn't know the right words to use,
Oh, I still don't.
and it was the funniest thing. So
I try, normally I'll go back and I'll watch some of these games just to try to critique and
Right.
get better on the craft. I've filed those away in the archives and won't go back and watch those. Had a young lady that helped us out, Allison Tarver, did a tremendous job, played there with them for a while. And so, yeah, it's an adventure to say the least. But let me tell you, it was spirited and it was a lot of fun.
yeah, no doubt about it. And it's just different, but there's a huge love for it. It's a love for that game, and they when they score goals, they get a little bit more excited than football teams do and football announcers do because they kind of drag that score out just a little bit longer in that tone.
Let me just that is such a great point. That one's found down the line. All right, so let's envision this. A baseball player is there, and he hits home run. He comes and he crosses home plate and scores, and he slides into the dugout. He takes his shirt off and throws it. You're subject to get the next 6 batters plunked in something like that. And in soccer, it's pandemonium.
Oh, look, and here's the thing with baseball that cracks me up.
Swung on and missed and down on strikes.
Is and you see this a lot in college. They'll hit, or in pros do a little bit, but I don't know if those professionals like that. But you get a game-winning hit, and you're the guy that just made the hit. You're losing your jersey.
You're gonna
get clawed up by your teammates.
That is really, really large in college baseball.
Oh.
We've seen a lot of those walk-offs happen that
Golly.
way.
Right down the road in Baton Rouge, you see, and it's the craziest. And I'm talking, they attack those poor guys.
Yeah.
So if it's me, I might think twice about getting the game-winning hit just so I don't get all beat up.
That's right. Inside, that one misses. The way it was going and we were getting behind, I never would have believed that we would be wrapping this up before the 5 o'clock hour, but here it is. This was scheduled to be wrapped up at 5:10.
Right.
And barring something, we may finish this one early, though there's a 3-ball count. This is Rachel Bordelon. No, correction. This is Lola Armsby. Sorry, that 11 was the JV 11. This is Armsby. When that sun went down, it got pretty nice in this press box, too.
Oh, I bet.
That one up and out of the zone, ball 4.
Yeah, this is bottom of 3, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is it right here for Avoyelles. So.
Yep, Avoyelles has to have a 5-run inning.
Yep.
Still won't catch it up.
Nah.
This is Molly, but again, it's not about score. It's about not quitting in these games. And again, working on things that, and we talked about it in your game. I think there were a couple of things in that 3rd inning you were working on. And in a normal 3rd inning of a game or a late inning of a game that was a 5-run game, probably not working on it. But you get an opportunity to lay a bunt down and move a runner, and that's what you build for later.
Yeah. Well, and, bunting's a huge part of what we love to do.
Oh, yeah, it is.
And we just got to get better at it. I mean, I've been a part of some teams where we bunt it, and I've been a part of some teams where we play gorilla ball. So it's it's a huge difference. I just like, you want to talk about create chaos, is put a bunt down with runners on and balls start getting thrown around. then it's hard for them to keep their composure on that defensive side because now they got to throw that pitch again right over the middle of the plate.
And let me tell you, every mama and daddy in the stands is screaming a different base to throw it to. And the kids are, what?
Oh, yeah. And look, as a coach, you just cringe when you start hearing all. So you really got to tell them, listen to what is between the lines and don't worry about what's outside that fence. But,
oh, gosh,
you know, they're not going to do that.
No, not at all.
Ain't
That
doing
one
that.
is so tough. That one fouled back in 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, we want to give a big thanks out to everybody here that put this on, Coach Jarvis and that group, and the folks here in Marksville, and everybody that we've met and visited with has been very welcoming. There's no doubt about it, and love the field and love this opportunity. And Coach, we're looking for big things out of the Lady Vikings as that one is lifted high into the air. Going to be gathered in, and that will do it for this one. 6-0 your final score. The Marksville Lady Tigers win this one.
Yeah, and thank you again, to Doug, to you, and 446 Sports. And, yeah, we're excited. The Lady Vikings are definitely excited. And, I know we'll be playing in Pineville in that Pineville tournament. So, we'll have an opportunity to visit again. And then if I have some extra time, I'll come by and talk about a few of those teams. Again, a great tournament coming up there. Today's been a great day for this parish. And again, thanks to Coach Hillman and Bunky and St. Joe's and Avoyelles and Marksville for letting Charter be a part of this jamboree.
There you go. Guys, that'll wrap it up. Our final preseason broadcast is in the books. And Tuesday coming up is opening day, and that's one of those things, Coach, I've said, if I tell you happy opening day and you say of what, we can't be friends anymore.
That's right.
That is going to wrap it up. What a great day it has been. Games 1 through 6 are in the books, 94 to go before we are done this year. We will do 100 games before this softball season over with. For my man Tom